Creator here tested the accuracy of Zhang's predictions, and he scored a cool 62% to mean he's correct more often than he's not. That creator is Quick Thoughts, and that's not actually what he did. Now, to be fair, a lot of people had that misunderstanding, to include myself, because I left a comment saying that my takeaway here is that Zhang is a very average analyst, and that we have a saying in the intelligence community, and it's, if you are more right than you are wrong, then you are at least doing your job. 2/3 seems to be about right. Except Quick Thoughts responded and said, I did a bad job communicating the final point. I was mainly concerned with using the AI to do this and not his accuracy exactly. I didn't represent that well. His count included repeated predictions that Trump will win, and it goes on to say that basically most of his predictions haven't even come to pass yet, and the likelihood is that he will go below 50%. But in case you don't believe me, you can go ahead and check it out for yourself on Quick Thoughts page, because his most recent TikTok is I am bad, as in he is correcting his own accidental misinformation. And also what this is a great look at propaganda, even though that's not what he was trying to do, but how misinformation or information that's not correct tends to go around the world while the truth still is trying to get its pants on. This TikTok here is where all that comes from. It got like over 400,000 views. The truth, or the more contextual TikTok, has barely gotten to 30,000. Now, Quick Thoughts has gone a step further and posted an hour-long YouTube discussing why he thinks Professor Zhang is wrong, and reviews one of Professor Zhang's YouTubes, because he has so many, and he picked game theory number 10, the law of asymmetry, and it's fascinating a review of how wrong Zhang is through the eyes of Quick Thoughts. So highly recommend people go and watch, because it's not just his opinion. He actually uses data and analysis, whereas Professor Zhang is just utilizing his thoughts, which is ironic that he is using his thoughts, but Thoughts here is using data to project his biased view of the world.
Today I present to you a very important idea in game theory.
No, he doesn't.
And once you understand this idea, you understand why things will turn out the way they do. Okay, it's called the law of asymmetry. Okay?
Like
law of asymmetry.
Really accentuates that.
And all this is saying is that the United States...
Zhang then goes on to say that basically the underdog will win against the empire, or the stronger foe, and he cites literally one example in history where that was the case, where, with regards to the Persian Empire against the Greeks, and then he goes to list some other examples without explaining them through, because he probably realized that if he had done that, he would have been wrong in his examples. On top of that, the law of asymmetry doesn't exist anywhere in game theory, and Quick Thoughts goes over this in detail. I just wanted to reemphasize that point. Not only does the law of asymmetry not exist in game theory, but it doesn't exist at all. And also, laws are meant to be tested and proven to be true each and every time they are tested. That's why they would be a law, except he cites literally one example, and anything else disproves this. And I can show you throughout history of many examples of the underdog losing. I have a very long list, but we'll only cite a few. For example, at the very top, Judea versus Rome. Well, Judea lost. The Britons versus Rome. Well, the Britons lost. Carthage versus Rome. Well, guess what? Carthage lost. In the medieval world, you have such things as the Welsh versus England. The Welsh lost. Scots versus England. Scots lost. And then, of course, you have Constantinople. And then in the early modern era, you have the Aztec and Inca empires losing to Spain. Then we move into the 18th and 19th century, and I'll point out the Jacobites versus the British state. The Jacobites lost. In fact, there's a long list of the British Empire just dominating the underdogs. The Opium Wars weren't on this list, but they should have been. Also, in the 20th century, you have Poland versus Germany, and then the USSR. Finland versus the Soviet Union. Remember, Finland lost 10% of their land. They have never gained it back. And let's not forget what the United States did to the Native Americans. Need I say more? Now, fans of Professor Zhang will see this and completely discount all the evidence and still think that he is right all the time and that everything he is saying is true, when you have multiple creators on here proving him wrong every day, and they will just rather live in their cognitive bias, living comfortably being wrong. I highly encourage them to go watch Quick Thoughts video further disproving this Zhang fellow, and just maybe pull away from the facade, the fantasy that he paints you every week. I am that Intel guy, and I am almost always right, and my OG followers know that. Just find them in the comments as they tell you all the time. But if you think I'm wrong, let me know in the comments why, so I can get a good laugh. I hope everybody has a good day.